Okay, so now we're going to really work on our color theory. You've had some videos and you've learned about color. You learned about complementary colors. You've learned about analogous colors. You've learned about monochromatic colors. We're going to introduce two more concepts, which is the split complementary and the triad. Okay, we're going to be using the shapes that you have just drawn. So the first one we'll look at are complementary colors, and they're opposite the color wheel. And these colors are the strongest and have the highest contrast when placed next to each other. In the complementary colors, let's start with clicking on the arrow down here, and then we're going to go to scientific, and we'll go over to complementary colors, just to kind of get us started. Let's click on red. And our next one, we'll make it green. All right, we'll have orange and blue. And our last pair, yellow and purple. But of course, there's lots more complementary colors. So let's just see. I'm going to click on the red. And if I go to my color guide, and there is our complementary. I like complementary 2 because complementary 2 gives me all the tints and shades of my red, and I can match a nicer one that has a better saturation with my green. So on my orange, I can find that blue that might go nicer with that and tone it down. So you don't always have to have that bright color. Sometimes it's too garish. So think about maybe a darker. And now we have nicer sets of complementary colors. Split color. Is 3 colors. So with your shapes, the first thing we'll need to do is divide them. So we'll divide each of them individually. That way we'll have 3 colors that we can work with. I'll use my select arrow. Now let's go and pick a color. I'm going to say purple. I'm going to click again on my harmony rules, and I'm going to go down to split complementary. And notice it gives you 3 different colors, one for each. A split complementary is 1 color and then either side of its complements. And we'll continue that with a blue, and here's my split complementaries for my blue. And we'll do a last one, purple. Okay. Now, if you're finding that these colors are too dark, you can click on the Edit or Apply Color. And if I go to Edit, right here I can adjust the brightness. And now I can pull up my colors. And I have a brighter color scheme here. Because sometimes you'll notice that it's too muddy, which I call too gray, because there's too much saturation in the color. Color guide, and let's do monochromatic. 1 or 2, so I'll do 1. And on my next one, I'll get a different shade of it. And the next one, we'll get a different shade. Nice monochromatic. On our next one, the triad, that's 3 colors that are equally spaced apart. I could pick the color that I really like, blue, go to my color guide, switch to a triad 1, triad 2, 3. You can try any one of those. The triads, we'll do 2. And again, I'm going to switch to my color, edit, really pop that up, hit OK, and I can go to a brighter color. And then our last one is analogous. So I'll click on color that I like, color guide, and we need analogous. And these are colors, of course, that are next to each other. On the color wheel, I'm going to switch these two. So do them. Alright, and then just name your colors using an old style typeface. Now, I'm going to show you what you can do under the transparency. We'll make them 40 because we don't want them too heavy. And that makes it lighter. So there you go. There is your color. Now you have some ideas of how to work color.